Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we're going to talk about Mega Tier 2 and Premium Tier 2 Selector characters because some new information, some new ideas have come to light. Shout out to Mr. Weeaboo on my Twitch channel, and a lot of people have been asking me on Twitch, on Discord, in YouTube comments, on Twitter. So I guess a lot of you, more than I expected, took a break and wanted to get those returning player rewards. So that's why I also mentioned the Premium Tier 2 Selector. I'm not going to get into the Premium Tier 2 Selector. I made a separate video about that and my opinions on that. I think it's fine that returning players, especially because it's only a one-time thing, it's fine that they're given such a valuable item because, you know, in the meantime, we're getting a Mega Tier 2 ticket every month now. And I also want to take that into consideration when I edit the Mega Tier 2 list of characters, because now that we know pretty much, this is the third one in a row, that we're going to be getting one of these every month, it sort of does change around who you want to target for a Mega Tier 2 ticket, knowing that certain characters are available versus unavailable. And so their availability, I think, plays a big role in how soon you use a ticket on them. So right off the bat, a lot of people are just going to want to know Premium Tier 2 Selector. Who do I choose, Namor or Luna Snow? Well, I have a guide. I have a master guide list that I link in every single video. You can find it in tons of different places, and I'll just remind you guys here, Luna Snow is first, Namor is second. Now, this is extremely subjective. They're really close in value. They're very, very close in their raw DPS for Galactus. They're very, very close in pretty much everything. I would say for me, Namor's a little bit better for squad battle, but Luna Snow's a little bit better for ABX, right? And you have that sort of situation, but it's really up to you. I think Luna Snow probably has a little bit more damage than Namor, but Namor has more survivability than Luna Snow. They both have pretty much zero value for PvP, so that's the only thing they have in common. But yeah, the only other thing is Namor is flexible, being a villain and a hero, whereas Luna's only a hero. But I will say this, for the Luna Snow versus Namor question of who you should use your Premium Selector on, your Premium Tier 2 Selector. And if you guys don't remember, one more time, the Premium Tier 2 Selector right there, it is the last day. It's the day 60 or day 55 or whatever of the returning player login rewards. Just so that we're clear, one more time, if you have been a returning player before, if you have taken a break of at least 15 days from the game in the past, if you do it again, you won't get these rewards. You shouldn't get these rewards. These rewards are for first-time returning players, because there was a sort of issue way back like 4 or 5 years when the game first started, where players figured out that they could get almost equal rewards to playing the game for 2 weeks versus not playing the game for 2 weeks, because the returning player rewards were so good and the returning player rewards would refresh. So there were actually a lot of people that talked about it on Reddit, where they would log in once every 15 days just to keep collecting those returning player rewards. It's really sad that Marvel Future Fight actually even 4 years ago had that problem, where they just couldn't make the in-game rewards good enough to actually want people to play every day. So yeah, here we are back again with that same issue, but they've remedied it this time by only allowing you to take advantage of the situation once. So I guess we're making progress. Anywho, the new information that's been brought to light regarding the Dimension missions, and Mr. Weeaboo brought this up. You can get, unlike Namor, you can get Luna Snow bios. Now, I'm not gonna use this idea. I'm not gonna put forth this idea for every single character. Like, I'm not gonna say, okay, Yelena's better than Nimrod because you can get Sentinel bios here, or Nick Fury's better than Ghost Panther because you can get Ghost Panther bios here. But specifically and specifically for the Luna Snow v Namor debate, because you cannot get Namor bios anywhere, right? There's going to be no event battle for Namor. He's not in the danger room and he's not here, but Luna Snow is here, and Luna Snow could get an event battle in the future because she's already gotten 2, 3. There is an argument to be made. Again, it doesn't make it clean cut, like, oh yeah, I absolutely have to choose Namor, but it makes a little bit more sense to choose Namor from the Premium Tier 2 Selector, because you can then use your refreshes here. I mean, it does cost you gold, but you can use your refreshes looking for Luna Snow, right? And then you can get 10 bios of Luna Snow this way. It could take you weeks, of course, but again, there's absolutely no way, if you're free to play, to get Namor. So you do this, you find, wow, I found Luna Snow, just pretend that's Luna Snow. And then you get your Luna Snow bios, whatever, you get 1 or 2 here and there. You eventually get to 10, and then you use a Mega Rank Up ticket, and then you use one of the free monthly Mega Tier 2 tickets. Or if you want to be even more, you know, you can you can use the free boost points to try to get a 2-star, 3-star rank up ticket, and then you can get the 4, 5, 6 from the store as well if you're not going to get a mega rank up ticket from anywhere. But anywho, you sort of get what I'm saying. Whereas with Namor, you never have that opportunity. You never have the chance to get 10 biometrics of Namor. So that is sort of the Namor v Luna Snow debate for the premium tier 2 selector. If you already have Luna Snow, if you already have Namor, then we're going to talk about everybody else. The other big question I've been getting a lot for some reason, again, I don't know exactly why I'm getting this question like day in and day out, but not Luna Snow, Yelena, they both start with a Y sound, even though it's Luna. Yeah, sure, Alex. Yelena versus Nimrod. And again, I'm not 100% sure why I'm seeing this debate pop up so much. They're both really good characters, guys. There's really no answer. There's really no obvious answer for why you should choose Sentinel, aka Nimrod, or why you should choose Yelena. Like, they're both really good characters. They both need their uniforms to do well, and they're both premium characters. Now, if you want to go into further detail, if you want to go into further sort of, you know, pros and cons list, I made up a list for both characters. Let's talk about it in case you're really sweating this Yelena versus Sentinel Nimrod situation. So in the case of Big Baby Nimrod, he's universal, which is a pro. It's great because it's a rare typing, and usually until recently it was a pretty shitty typing. He's a villain, which is also amazing for Shadowland and for other content. He's strong against mutants, especially in PvP. So he's strong against Cable and Apocalypse World Boss, which is very slim. It's a very small number of the bosses, because Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are not typed as mutants in this game. But he's very good in PvP against mutants, and mutants are very popular in PvP. So if you just take a look at his tech upgrade passive, and if you take a look at his mutant suppressor passive, in particular his mutant suppressor, it's literally called mutant suppressor. So yes, he's very, very good against mutants. He decreases damage he receives, he increases damage he deals. Very, very strong against mutants in PvP. He's got the best PvP leadership, right? He's got the debuff immunity leadership, and then he does have the highest all defense down as a striker in World Boss. So these are all of the pros of Nimrod. He's got the minus 75%. Now, there is some issues with the targeting, or with the fact that he like lays down the all defense down instead of chasing the boss. He just lays it down and the boss has to like stand in it. But in terms of the numbers, it's the highest. Minus 75 is the highest by far. The next highest is like minus 55, I believe, from Gladiator or somebody else. I'm not sure, but it's quite a ways. Or Negasonics minus 60, excuse me. But besides her, after her, so it's 15% down, and then it's down even further from there. What are the cons? So those are all the pros of Nimrod. Again, I'm just looking at this at a glance. Obviously, you need a uniform for both Yelena and Nimrod, so we're not going to talk about the uniform being a pro or a con. But the cons to Sentinel / Nimrod, sometimes he's annoying to play. He can be annoying to play because sometimes his skills get canceled. Sometimes he just gets interrupted. They did fix the joystick issue with him, which is nice to see that they were paying attention, but it can still be frustrating, especially in PvP. If you've watched PvP videos that I've done or that other YouTubers have done, sometimes Sentinel just stands there getting rocked and getting interrupted. And it's very easy when you're pressing 5 or 4. Not so much 4, but especially 5. 5 does the most damage, but it can be very frustrating because to get off 5, there's a gap in the iframe at the beginning, and in that gap, during that gap, enemies just iframe and then just cancel your skill altogether. So he can be annoying to play, and sometimes he just doesn't have enough damage to kill mutants, especially tier 3 mutants, because, you know, most of all, you're going to be seeing tier 3 Jean Greys, tier 3 Wolverines. You're going to be seeing tier 3 versions of mutants in PvP, and so because he's tier 2, it's going to be harder for him. Yelena, on the other hand, so those are the pros and cons of him. Yelena, on the other hand, you're going to have to get the snowsuit for PvP or the black suit for PvE, but you can technically just use the snowsuit for both. You can't really use the black suit for PvP, which is why I recommend the snowsuit as the better option, because you have both. This, the Black Widow one is better for PvE. Yes, it is, but this one has, you know, tremendous value for PvP. So I think overall this is the much better uniform. So I will talk about the snow one, and I'll be talking about the snow one from now on. So in PvE, she has a really simple combo for doing damage. You do 5, delay cancel into 4, then you use 3, and then you use 2 and 1. It's literally 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's super easy. Because she gets 7 seconds of invisibility, you can also sort of freeze the boss. What I mean by freeze the boss is they can't target you, they can't see you, so they just stand there looking for you, and they don't do anything. So you sort of like soft lock the boss, and you can basically read that as 7 seconds of mind control. So that's pretty damn good if you ask me. 7 seconds of mind control that you can cast every 7.5 seconds. That's pretty good. Yeah, no, it's very good. It's very good. And then in PvP, she has a similarly broken combo. You start with 3, then you go into 1 that has iframe ignore as well, and then 4, and then 5. And it's pretty straightforward. PvP has a little bit of a different, mood or speed than PvE, because you do have some characters that can iframe ignore you, like Silver Surfer, Captain America, Captain Marvel. So you can't, you can't soft lock every enemy, but you can soft lock most enemies. You can have Jean Grey standing there wondering what's happening, Thanos, etc. So it's pretty hilarious. She's got the flexibility that Nimrod doesn't have. She does have 2 uniforms, so if you like her that much, you can go for both options. And although she's not number 1 for all defense down, she's still in like the top 5 because she has, it's unlisted here, but she has a minus 50% all defense down that she uses as a striker with Shadow Assassination. So again, not as high as Nimrod. Nobody's as high as Nimrod. He's minus 75. She's only minus 50. The cons to Yelena, on the one hand, she's very easy to die in PvP and PvE if you make a mistake. If you make a mistake with your rotation, if you goof it up, if you press the wrong skill or whatever, you're gonna get clapped. You can see here, I've invested in her PvP, and she's not even at 40,000. So she's very, very fragile, much more fragile than Nimrod. And then she's got a very common typing. She's a speed female hero. We've just got so many of those. Luna Snow, Black Widow, White Fox. I'll just go through here and then we'll take a look here. Lady Deadpool, yeah. Mystique, obviously. Rogue. So there's a ton of female speed heroes. She may not be adding a lot of new depth to your roster. So yeah, beyond those characters, I haven't really seen anybody else being questioned or any other characters cropping up. The one other thing I will say, which has made me reconsider Nick Fury versus Ghost Panther, because I do have them listed here right next to each other, is the fact that on the one hand, now that we know we're getting a Mega Tier 2 ticket every single month, and I'm going to keep repeating this because it's important, you can actually lower the value of Nick Fury, because you know that at any time, you wait for an update, you get the Mega Tier 2 ticket, you go into the Legendary Battle for Captain Marvel, and then you pick up your Nick Fury, you pick up your you go into this battle right here, you go into this one, and it'll prompt you right at the beginning. It'll prompt you, hey, do you want to buy, when you press start, it'll prompt you with, hey, I see that you don't have Nick Fury, do you want to buy Nick Fury for 2,500 crystals? You say yes, you get a 6-star Nick Fury, you go ahead and you take this Mega Tier 2 that you got from this event, boom, you've got a Tier 2 Nick Fury. On the other hand, it's a little bit more annoying for Ghost Panther. It's like this. So on the flip side, we had Namor versus Luna. Namor has absolutely no method of acquisition. Luna has this one. On the other hand, Ghost Panther only has this method of acquisition, which is more annoying than just going into the Legendary Battle and spending 2,500 crystals. Now, obviously, you may take the annoying route over the crystal route, sure, but I'm just pointing that out to you. That may make you, value Ghost Panther Tier 2 over Nick Fury. Not saying their value in terms of how powerful they are or how strong they are. They're almost identical anyways, because Nick Fury has better overall buffs, but he's only usable for heroes, whereas Ghost Panther has fewer buffs, but he's a stronger standalone character, and he gives it to everyone. Yeah, he gives it to everyone. Yeah, I just wanted to point out the acquisition, especially considering that now we are getting a Mega Tier 2 every single month. It's like that song that you sang as a kid. Something about bears. Anyways, I don't know the song. Someone will tell me down below in the comments. Anywho, let me know what you guys think. Hopefully this has answered all of your questions. Hopefully I don't get any more questions regarding Nimrod, Yelena, and this kind of stuff. And yeah, but if you have more questions, seriously, I'm open to answering you. Just ask me in the comments or on Twitter or on Discord. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.